Hooray for Hollywood. It's the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. Oh, hello there. I am Stan the Movie Man, and this is my review of Solo, a Star Wars story. It stars Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke, Donald Glover is the new Lando Calrissian, Thandie Newton, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Paul Bettany, and more. It is the story of how young Han Solo became the Han Solo we meet in A New Hope, or at least the beginnings of that story. As this movie implies, we may get more movies down the road, and I kind of hope we do. In this story, we meet Han as he is on Corellia, and he has a girlfriend named Kira, played by Emilia Clarke. Now, they are trying to get off Corellia because Han has gotten on the bad side of the local thug that controls a lot of the orphans and slaves, essentially, that do work for them. And while he escapes, Kira gets left behind. We jump forward in time. Han has gotten hooked up with a rogue, a thief, a guy named Tobias Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson. He and his crew were going to pull a job to steal this refined fuel for starships. And they're going to steal it for a guy named Dryden Voss, played by Paul Bettany. The job goes wrong, and the fuel is destroyed, and Tobias Beckett is in debt to Dryden Voss, and Dryden Voss does not deal with disappointment terribly well. So when they all go to the to Voss and explain what happened, he initially is going to kill them, but that is when Kira, who now works for Dryden Voss, suggests there could be a second job that would be more profitable, and it would even the scales a bit. And that is where the story really takes off. Oh, did I mention that when a young Han Solo is in the Imperial Army, that he meets a very angry Wookiee by the name of Chewbacca that is being used by the Imperials to kill deserters and traitors. They throw them in a pit, and a hungry Wookiee comes out and eats them, and that Wookiee is Chewbacca. That is where Han and Chewie develop the beginning of their partnership and friendship. Also, we meet Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover, who has a starship, the Millennium Falcon, that they need to go on their next job that requires a fast ship. We get to see the Kessel Run, the infamous Kessel Run that gets done in 12 parsecs, less than about 12 parsecs. You can round it up, round it down. And we also, I think for me personally, the best part of this film is just the camaraderie, the development of friendship between Han and Chewie. And there were a lot of questions surrounding this movie as to whether, because of the insanity that enveloped its production with the firing of the original directors, Lord and Miller, who are credited as executive producers, and the bringing in of Ron Howard and the massive reshoots, and the rumor that the budget had ballooned because of the reshoots to $400 million, there's no way this movie could be any good. And while it may not be the best Star Wars movie you've ever seen, it's a pretty decent Star Wars movie. It is a lot of fun. The action starts practically from the first minute, rarely ever slows down. And all the little Easter eggs that get dropped, things that you have to really look for. I'll probably need a second viewing to see more of them. And at the very end of the film, there is a character that shows up that answers some long-standing fan theories about this character's fate. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil it for you because for me it was a holy cow kind of moment. So I enjoyed it. Again, it's not perfect. It's not New Hope level of terrific, but I'm curious to see what else happens. Granted, the tension of the peril that Han and Chewie find themselves in is tempered by the fact that we know that in the future they are going to be in 4 or 5 more stories. So we know they're going to escape. It's the characters around them that are the ones that are truly in danger, and you have to you wonder whether or not they're going to survive to the end. That is where the tension comes from in this particular adventure, and who is being honest with their feelings and who is telling you the truth. Tobias Beckett offers Han some very sage advice, at least within the story, about never trusting anyone. Assume they will always turn against you. That way you're never disappointed. And that gets played out at least 3 times during the film. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait to talk about it on our podcast, The Fractured Frame. And I hope that you go see it with an open mind. Granted, it's not got the best reviews in the world, but I enjoyed it. Thought it was a lot of fun. Again, not perfect, but pretty good. That's why I am giving Solo, a Star Wars story, 4 stars. Go to StanTheMovieMan.com to read my complete review. Listen to The Fractured Frame, where myself and a couple of friends get together and discuss the latest news in TV, also streaming and movies. You can get that wherever you get your podcasts. Follow me on Twitter at MovieManStan, and send your emails to me, StanTheMovieMan123 at gmail.com. Till next time, later.